Shalom Aleichem, the sweetest friends. This year should be a special schus for Minas Antachana, Asur Meir Zev, Minas Esther, Asur Shmuel. This is the Gemara in Yevamos, not Kuftes. Kol Omer in lo Torah, through Torah, and the person says that all he has is Torah. He doesn't even have Torah. He doesn't do any mitzvahs. He just learns. He doesn't even learn. He doesn't even get credit for Talmud Torah. My timer, what's the reason? Says the Gemara Markra, because the pasuk teaches us. You should learn, you should do. If you don't do Maisa, you don't do what you're supposed to do, then even the learning doesn't count. So you have to have Torah and Maisa. If you just have Torah, you don't even have Torah. It has to go together. The Gemara says another suggestion. It's like we said earlier on in the Gemara. Originally the Gemara have it meaning that if all you have is Torah, then all you have is Torah. And the Gemara says, the Gemara before said Pshita. So the Gemara revised it and gave another explanation. But now the Gemara goes back and says, no, it's really true. It's the correct pshat. What about the Pshita? Of course, if all you have is Torah, then all you have is Torah. The answer is, you need it for a case, well, you taught others, and they did. Now the same I might have thought is that the person who teaches others who keep the mitzvah gets schar. Kamash malan that he doesn't. That's what it means. All he has is Torah, meaning he doesn't get schar for the ma'asim tovim of those whom he is teaching. Of course, he doesn't get schar for some ma'asim tovim. He's not doing that. You might think he gets schar for the ma'asim tovim of those whom he teaches. Kamash malan that he does not. So, this Gemara is very, very wondrous. It's hard to understand. It's Lishna Basra. Because it comes out according to the Lishna Basra that Omer in the Torah, Itaka gets schar for his Talmud Torah. That's a pella. We always say that Alomed Almanas Lasas gets a very serious punishment if a person learns. And he doesn't intend to keep it. He's learning Hilchot Shabbos and he has no intention of keeping Shabbos. He gets a very serious punishment. So how can this guy who says Ein lo ela Torah get schar for his Torah? That's the first kasha. Second kasha is that after we see that according to the Lishna Basra, somebody who says Ein lo ela Torah has a schar limud. So why doesn't he then get schar when those whom he teaches do mitzvahs for koach Torah that he taught them? Now we're holding that Kol Omer Ein lo ela Torah. It's not migareya. It doesn't in any way diminish the shem Talmud Torah. His Talmud Torah is considered a good Talmud Torah. Then why then doesn't he get schar for the mitzvahs that his Talmidim were mekayim? Two kashas. So Rafudin Zatzal answered as follows: that we know the rule is that a mitzvah she'efshel le'yotzad de'acherim is not docha Talmud Torah. The mitzvah can be done by others, then it's not docha Talmud Torah. You have to continue learning and don't stop to do the mitzvah. If somebody else can do it, let them do it. Only a mitzvah that nobody else can do is docha Talmud Torah. You have the option of doing a mitzvah that no one else can perform, or learning. You have to go do the mitzvah because no one else can do the mitzvah. The kasha is, why aren't we pater to osek b'mitzvah, just like other mitzvahs we've rolled osek b'mitzvah? Why in Talmud Torah don't we say osek mitzvah pater in a mitzvah? So even if the mitzvah can't be done by anybody else but him, you should continue learning. Teretz is that the emes, the mitzvah's Talmud Torah doesn't have the power to pater from the kiyum on shar mitzvahs, because that's the essence of Talmud Torah. If there's a Tanai in Talmud Torah, alam nas lasas, you're learning in order to do. And if we pater him from kiyum mitzvahs, al slum Torah, he's going to be lacking in his learning. We kiyum tanai of almanas lasa, so Avadi has to stop his learning to do because there's a tanai in Talmud Torah of almanas lasa. So now it emerges that there are two possibilities of lomed almanas lasas. Two categories of lomed almanas lasas. Number one, the person's lomed shalom anas lasos because of prikasol. The person's learning, he doesn't intend to keep the mitzvahs because he's Rahman al-Itzlan Parekol, throws off the yoke of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's one category. Another category is that he patters himself, he absolves himself from keeping mitzvahs because he's learning. So, if we're talking about the first category, there's no question that his learning isn't learning. When it says in the Gemara, it's not talking about a porei kol. Because a porei kol doesn't have Torah. If that's all, he doesn't plan to keep mitzvahs. He doesn't get Torah. So what's the Gemara in Yevamos talking about? We're talking about somebody who doesn't want to be mevatel his Torah because he's for achnesas kalim, for tzos hameis, v'chadoyme, that these mitzvahs can't be done by other people. You're good friends with the chassan and the kala, and if you don't come to the wedding, it's mamish going to shter their simcha. If you do come, it's going to make them tremendously happy. And the person says, I don't care, I'm going to continue learning. I'm not mevatel Torah for anything. So we're talking about such a person. Torah, the Gemara says, to be mevatel Talmud Torah for achnesas kala and tzos hameis. And he says, I don't want to be. So that's kol omer ein lo ala Torah. He doesn't stop to do mitzvahs that he's supposed to stop to do. He's not chas v'shalom a porei kol. He's a steiger. He wants to keep learning. He loves to learn. Such a person is not doing the right thing because he's supposed to stop his learning for achnesas kala and avodas hameis. So it emerges then that the machlokas between the two Lashonos in the Gemara is as follows. That if a person did shelo kedin and he's osek b'Torah, and because of this, he was mevatel a mitzvah, that's definitely a bittul mitzvah. He had no right to be mevatel this mitzvah. He should have stopped his learning, and he didn't. He's mevatel a mitzvah. Ein al ma ledaber. So mitzad the mitzvah, he's mevatel. Now we want to know mitzad the Talmud Torah. Was he mekayim the mitzvah of Talmud Torah when he didn't stop his learning in order to do a mitzvah he was obligated to do? Mitzad asvara. He was mekayim the mitzvah of Talmud Torah. In Achinam, he wasn't beseder that he didn't do the mitzvah, but he still learned. He was learning. So he's gevaldik. So that's where Papa came and was mechadesh. But it's not true. Mitzad the hekesh of limud to asiyah. The pasuk equates the doing and the learning. If a person doesn't do, his learning isn't learning. Even with the mitzvah of Talmud Torah, he wasn't mekayim. If a person could have done a mitzvah that he was supposed to do, he was supposed to be mevatel his Torah and mekayim the mitzvah, and he didn't, he refused to stop learning, says Rav Papa, he's not getting the schar of Talmud Torah either. Not only does he lose that in the mitzvah, he loses that in his Talmud Torah. And this hekesh, the Lishna Basra argues. He says, no. Kol omer ein lo Torah. Ein lo ala Torah. He says, all I have is Torah. Tak, all he has is Torah. So he does get a mitzvah of Talmud Torah when he should have stopped to be mekayim another mitzvah. And he wasn't. So we say, you're right, the other mitzvah you weren't mekayim, but the mitzvah of Talmud Torah you still have. So what's the chiddush then? Kol omer ein lo tel, ein lo Torah. Besides the fact that he retains his Torah, so the Gemara says there's another chiddush. Even though this could have been enough of a chiddush, the Gemara could have said it's not pshita, because that's exactly the chiddush. Kol omer ein lo Torah, ein lo Torah, but he gets the schar of Talmud Torah because Ziv Lishna Kama doesn't hold that way. Akopan, the Gemara says that the chiddush is if somebody else comes and does mitzvahs because of his Torah, he's not getting the schar. Because why do you get schar for the ma'asim tovim of those who learn from you? Because that's the kol haTorah. Shat Talmud maybe lidei ma'asim. And when he teaches those other people, it's as if he brought them to ma'asim. But somebody who patters himself shelo kedin al yidei limudo, he says, hey, I'm learning, and I don't have to keep mitzvahs. So now when he teaches other people, yeah, he's going to get schar for Talmud Torah, but he's not going to get the schar of maybe lidei ma'aser. But he doesn't believe in maybe lidei ma'aser. So maybe he's not getting the schar. I did a computer search to see if anybody is asking these kashas, giving terutzim. Almost nobody talks about this Gemara. So now we have a beautiful parish in the Gemara. The argument is, if you are learning Torah, a person, chas v'shalom, is learning Torah, and he doesn't stop to do a mitzvah he's obligated to stop to do, does he get schar of Talmud Torah? According to Lishna Kama, no. According to Lishna Basra, yes. Gets the schar of Talmud Torah and the Torah, but doesn't get the schar of the Ma'asim Tov and the Talmidim and learning Torah from him. He's not holding of the Ma'asim Torah, he's not holding of Ma'asim. Maybe we can add on a chiddush lahalacha that a mummer l'teyavim l'davar echad, if a person is a mummer, he's an apostate, he doesn't keep a mitzvah l'teyavim, because he is a taiva. He doesn't like keep today's common gia. He doesn't like always to keep kosher when he's out. Mummer l'davar echad is l'teyavim. So shchita is not psula. The only way a person is a mummer l'teyavim that would disqualify his shchita is if he's a mummer l'teyavim l'chol ha'Torah kula. Now, in order to be a mummer l'chol ha'Torah kula, it has to encompass the entire Torah. If you find something he's not a mummer for, then he's not a mummer l'chol ha'Torah kula. So let's say a person is a mummer l'teyavim l'chol ha'Torah kula, except for the mitzvah of Talmud Torah. So l'chol he's not a mummer l'chol ha'Torah kula, because he still learns. That would seem b'hashkafa Yishayna. Based on what we said, it's not true. We could done and say that this person's a mummer l'kol ha'Torah kula. Kol mi she'ein lo ela Torah, filu Torah ein lo. This person, according to the Lishna Kama, isn't even getting schar for his Torah, because it's not almanas lasos. He doesn't even want to stop for what he's obligated to stop for. So if a person's doing none of the mitzvahs, l'teyava, except learning, could be such a person's a mummer l'kol ha'Torah kula. That would be the nafkamina between the two lashonos. With Lishna Basra, he's still getting schar for the Torah. So he's learning. He's not a mummer l'kol ha'Torah kula. According to Lishna Kama, if it's shalom and as lasos, afilu Torah ein lo, he doesn't even get schar for learning. And maybe he would have a din. Mummer l'kol ha'Torah kula mamish. Okay. So, Baruch Hashem, we zoche, see chiddush gadol, Ochas Talmud Torah, and we should be zoche, lilmod u'lamed, lishmod u'lasas, u'kayim. It's called Divrei Salmud Torah, so be a hava, amen, amen. Shalom, shalom, sweetest and most beloved friends.